Okay, now here you can see the graph. This side this is OCl and this side it is HOCl. Now here at pH 7.5, pH 7.5 you take almost, if you take this, almost 70%, is it? 70% of HOCl is there and OCl is 30%, is it? And here when the pH is less than 5, here you can see there is it is HOCl is starting, that is 100%, and OCl is 0, and that is above 5, and below 5, when there is below, that means pH is less than 5, there is no HOCl and there is no OCl. That means the chlorine remains as elemental chlorine itself. That is what we mentioned earlier. When pH is less than 5, the chlorine remains as elemental chlorine itself, or disinfection is not efficient, is it? Now coming to the next point, that is free chlorine, that is free available chlorine. Earlier we discussed, it is free available chlorine is, what is that? It is the concentration of HOCl, OCl and the elemental chlorine together, is it? That is the free available chlorine. Now what is chlorine demand? Chlorine demand, how much chlorine you have to add, how much chlorine you have to add, that is chlorine demand. Now chlorine and chlorine compounds, by virtue of its oxidizing power, react with the organic as well as inorganic impurities present in water. The amount of chlorine consumed in the oxidation of impurities may vary considerably from time to time. It vary considerably from time to time. That is the concentration or the chlorine demand in a particular water supply system, that itself varies every time. It depends upon the concentration or the contents of the organic as well as the inorganic impurities in the water. Since chlorine is an oxidizing agent, initially when we add the chlorine, it oxidizes the organic as well as the inorganic impurities. Then at the same time, it is being used for the disinfection of the microorganisms also. For all these purposes, the chlorine is being used. So then what would be the chlorine demand? That is why here there are several factors which affect the efficiency of disinfection. That is why it is mentioned that there are different factors which affect the efficiency of disinfection. What are the factors? First one, it is the nature of organisms, then nature of disinfectant, then condition of water, temperature of water, time of contact and pH of water. Now the temperature of water, we know it is usually in our area, in our state, it is almost 23 or 25 degrees centigrade. Then the nature of disinfectant, again it can be almost the same, because if we procure the chlorine gas, we have the standard property of the chlorine. So that nature of disinfectant, if it is chlorine, it won't vary. But if we are using chlorine compounds, then its nature will different, or its nature is varying. And then what is the other thing? It is nature of organisms. That means the microorganisms which is present in water.